my successful clients were losing their homes. They were losing their businesses. They didn't want to spend money on me, obviously, because they were losing everything. A long time ago, one of my clients said to me, Art, you are going to be successful, but the hardest part of being successful is keeping it. And I didn't get it at the first, but then I thought about it. And early on, I was very successful 20-something years ago. And then when the real estate market and the entire market United States was going to recession, I started feeling it. My successful clients were losing their homes. They were losing their businesses. They didn't want to spend money on me, obviously, because they were losing everything. So that was really tough on me. But what helped me is that I was planning. I've been planning my entire life for that part. So that part when it was going to come. My mother always said, put money away because there are going to be those tough times, and it helped. I did witness hardship early on. In 1989, when I started the business, everything was going great. In 1991, 92, I think it was the Kuwait War, everything just went down, just like it did 7, 8 years or 10 years ago now. So I did go through that hardship. My friends were losing homes, and my business partner in the clothing business then, he was losing his home's investments, and he was taking from our clothing business, and that was when we went our different ways. So I have gone through hardship. During the tough times, and the tough time for me was when I was going through a divorce in 2002. In 2002, I was living the life, and I was living in a great home behind gates with great neighbors. We hung out with these neighbors weekly, and several times a week. And when I went through my divorce and through that rough time, I lost all of those friends instantly. I didn't get one phone call. Not one of them invited me to, Art, come by, have a dinner, let's talk. Not one. So I went through that tough time, and it taught me to pick my friends, better friends. And there was just those friends in that neighborhood were new friends. I still have friends from when I was a kid. From when I first came to this country, I was 9, 8 years old. I still have friends from those times, and those friends have been with me, whether I'm up here or I'm down here, and those are the friends that I have now in my life. The friends that I have now, from way back then, the times that they were not successful, as successful, I helped them out when we went out. When I was going through a tough time 10 years ago, when we were going to dinner, they kind of knew it. They took over dinner. So we kind of go through life like this, but this is only about 5 of us that were doing really, really good. Some of these guys are in the internet business, and they're doing really, really bad, but they'll come back strong. And same with mine. At least mine is a little bit more consistent. But we go through that life cycle, and my true friends, we help each other. In business, as in life, there is that life cycle, which I talk about many times. When it comes to life cycle, in that life cycle, you change friends. You have to sacrifice some friends because they're bringing you down. And sometimes you could feel like a negative envy. You feel it. And there comes a time that you have to say, you know what, this is not good. And you just let that go. Just for yourself. Going through life and wanting success, there's a lot of sacrifices. It cost me a family, a divorce in 2002 because I was working so much. And that's another part of the cycle. If you want it. Most people don't. But the ones that do, they understand where I'm coming from. Going through life and friends being envious, or you feel that negative vibe, that's when you have to kind of reevaluate that friendship. Because there's nothing worse. I've been there, and if I buy a house in a certain area and all of a sudden this friend is trying to get a house in that same area, close, but not where I was at. And then back in the day when big screens were out, I was probably the first one. I bought a big screen TV, and I know my friend couldn't afford it, but he bought one too. I bought a Mercedes. He bought a Mercedes. Believe me, it happens. And there's times that you have to reevaluate that friendship, and say, you just kind of separate yourself, and over time you find yourself with different kind of friends at your level, or where your mindset is where you want to go. Yeah, life does change.